She gonna drop a pin. I ain't talking bowling. I'm off the Miller High Life. The drink had me rolling. You got $0 like your name Cameron Winter. I pulled up with red, green, and blue fidget spinners. Welcome to our top albums of 2025. I'm Daniel. This is my friend Garrett. And we each have 20 albums today that came out this year. We're going to talk about them. We're going to discuss. The way it's going to work is that we each came up with 20 albums, but for 20 through 11, we're going to just go through them, not really talk about them that much. But then for 10 to 1, we will go more in depth, give some thoughts, some analysis. Do you have anything to add?
Let's just have fun.
I have one thing to add before we start. Everyone, follow me on Grubhub, follow me on Napster, follow me on Venmo. We're making big transactions all 2026. I'm going Venmo viral, if you will. And I got the Bar Italia shirt on. Those who know. Also, we have not told each other our picks, so you'll get a live reaction for both of us.
It's just that type of content that you sign up for here. So with that, hold on to your hats. And got some big hitters. So let's see what we got. Number 20, we got Oi by YT. Saw him in person, Dan and I. Fantastic.
We did.
Then 19, The Bad Fire, Mogwai. 18, Balloonerism, Mac Miller, if you would count that as a re-release, Spotify release of this year. 17, Slugger Derby, recommendation by Mr. CC. 16, Ego Trip by John Mitchell and Anthony James. 15, Keep Moving by Dead Calm. 14, Headlights by Alex G. 13, Son of Spurgey, Daniel Caesar. Number 12, Self-Titled by Racing Mount Pleasant. Number 11, Classic Love by Kurt Vile. An EP sneaking in at number 11.
Number 20, we got Slugger by Derby, she said. Number 19, we have Music by Playboi Carti, specifically the Sorry for Da Wait version, because it has the 4 extra songs. Next up, we have Private Music by Deftones, number 18. After that, we've got Federal by Sinner, really underrated UK rap album from this year. Then we have Revenge Seekers by Jane Remover.
Jersey's Own.
Yep. 15, we have What the Fang by Fang. 14, we've got Psychotic by Osama-san. There's a lot of rap in my 20 to 11 albums. Then we have Y'all by Glaive at 13. This was a very underrated one, I felt.
Agreed. It didn't make my list, but I completely agree.
I did not see a lot of praise for it, but I'm going to give it here. 12, we have Unmusique by Lucy Bedrock. I listened to this so much this year. I kind of feel bad that's not in my top 10. And then we've got Getting Killed by Geese at number 11. Geese has Don't Come Out. Don't Come Out. I hope I don't get killed for that take. I do want to shout out Heavy Metal though.
Yeah.
When we did the ranking, I hadn't listened to it yet. But if we did last year's ranking now, it would be number 1.
Yeah, easily. Same here. All right, so number 10, we have What the Fang by Fang.
Nice.
Aptly named. So we could just cut to the picture of Fang with Dan and I.
Yes, we met him.
YT pop-up
in
show.
London.
Yeah. So I feel like this is a good opportunity, depending on how your list goes, but to talk about the London underground scene that we were both a part of while we were studying abroad there this spring. And I felt like just generally in music it's really caught on. So the fact that we were physically there was awesome. And a lot of these artists don't take themselves very seriously and just care for the craft. I mean, I've just sent Dan tons of reels throughout the year of all the crazy reels that Fang likes that show up public, and I feel like that really encapsulates this album. Like, he's not taking himself that seriously. It's relatable content. It's not the real bravado bragging persona of rap. It's just fun.
Late nights in the Beamer cruising really slow. The sun moves down and I feel the snow.
To continue that, my number 10 album is Rebel by SD Kid, although he's technically not really underground anymore because he has like 15 million monthly listeners now at the time we're making this video. Timothy Chalamet really did his thing with this album, am I right? I listened to this album the day it came out, and it's been crazy to see its rise in popularity over the last few months. And For Ross has always been my favorite song ever since I listened to it. like back when it came out. So I'm kind of glad that's getting more recognition now with that remix. Bro hopped on his own song. How did that work? Get it? This album also came out the same day as another Album of the Year contender, Benson Boone's American Heart. So
coming in at number 9, we have Live Laugh Love by Earl Sweatshirt. So he's channeling his 2014 internet girly with this album manifesting that positivity. But that being said, though, I actually really appreciate the emotional arc that this album speaks to with Earl Sweatshirt's character. To see that this album came from the same person with the OF.
OF is OnlyFans.
Oh, okay, so
Maybe
it's better
just
to
say
say
Odd
Odd Future.
Future
Okay,
instead.
I know because all the. It's really cool to see that this album came from the same person that the Odd Future wave that we grew up with was encapsulated in.
My number 9 album is Belong by Jay Som. I think that's how you say her name. I got recommended it by my Instagram mutual. Shout out to Matt. This is very good indie rock. If you like Clairo or like Phoebe Bridgers, you'll probably like this.
So at my number 8, I have Archangel by Kedema. You can take the boy out of the fraternity, but you can't take the fraternity out of the boys. So going between hard style to, again, very Fred Again reminiscent work. Hi.
Alright, so my number 8 album is Willoughby Tucker, I'll Always Love You by Ethel Cain. I like this album a lot more than her other EP this year, which is an hour and a half long. I'm just not really in the mood to listen to scary ambient music a lot of the time. I definitely preferred this one. The last song on this album, Waco, Texas, is easily one of the best songs of the year. Listen to it and tell me it's not the song of the year. I dare you.
Yeah. How about it?
Do you think it is?
Garrett
Didn't like this album.
No, I didn't. And I
That
didn't
song
like
is so good.
Oh my god.
Just cut myself on my laptop. My
laptop
my
bit
case
me.
is broken.
What the heck? Your laptop just bit me. Number 7 is Jonathan by Young Lean.
Wow.
Yes. The self-described Unk album. Dan and I were lucky enough to see the Stockholm Homecoming tour, which kind of kicked off the release for this album. So shout out the Stockholm mini house. Maybe we can include a picture we have of that or something.
We stayed in a mini cabin outside of Stockholm. It was very cold there.
Yeah.
It was worth it for that show.
Absolutely. I think the song Forever Young just perfectly sums up what this album is about. Him coming to terms with everything that the Young Lean persona has meant for his career, and he does it well. Yeah, great album.
Did you eat that biscuit?
No, that's what you, dog.
My number 7 album, got it on CD,
Oh.
is Black British Music by Jim Legacy. If you're a loyal fan of our yearly album videos, you'll know that I ranked Jim Legacy's 2023 mixtape as my number 1 of that year. So while this is not quite my number 1, it's still an incredible album or mixtape. I think this one's a little less cohesive than his 2023 project, but there's still so many good songs. 06 Wayne Rooney, which we were talking about yesterday,
Oh, you're jamming out too.
probably my favorite song.
All right, number 6 is Choke Enough by OK Lou. This album I was exposed to through print media, so shout out magazines. She described this album as exploring the space that she found of folk music and electronic music actually being much more similar than we may think. The songs actually really speak to me and actually elucidate how she was kind of navigating that interim space. So I think of Thank You for Recording and actually her cover of the Underscore song Fish Song. I think there's an interesting space there in terms of the folk electronic convergence and also some of just the best pop music released this year.
My number 6 album is Blush by Kevin Abstract. I love this album. When it came out, I was listening to it so much. To be fair, it's very summer. I haven't listened to it a ton after the summer,
Right.
but I think it has some of the best R&B songs I've heard this year. The real hero of this album is Love Spells, who's featured on a a lot of the songs and has this insanely high voice. And also, my favorite song is Maroon. Who would have thought that one of my favorite songs of 2025 would be by Dominic Fike? Who had that? Who had that in their 2025 bingo card? Not me. I didn't have that on my bingo card.
All right, so my number 5 album of 2025 was Ginkgo by Panchico. So cute little rhyming going on there. When they originally were making music was, I'd say, 2 decades ago, and the fact that they're still honing their craft after their band had a renaissance is awesome. But that being said, they're still bringing that late 90s, early 2000s shoegazy kind of guitar, that fuzzy feel to the rock scene. So I think that they execute this album really well. A surprise feature from Billy Woods, of all people, but the production by OU, I think, is amazing, and overall, very solid album.
My number 5 album is Keep Moving by Dead Calm, which Garrett mentioned earlier. The reason I wanted to listen to this was because the guy who made it, Liam McKay, liked one of my videos on Instagram, and then the day after, Tim Robinson, who is one of my favorite comedians, reposted one of his songs from this album. It was the first song, Grow. He put it on his story. So both of those happened like a day after each other, and I was like, guess I gotta check this out. I'm so glad I did, because there are basically no skips on this thing. It's like, it's very sad, but also uplifting in a way, and it's short. It's only 30 minutes, doesn't take up a lot of your time.
All right, number 4 is Blizzard by Dove Ellis. And no, I'm not talking about the weather outside. Yep. No, you can go. This is very much in the midst of Dove Ellis just taking off. And what's really kind of helped him take off is that he was one of the opening acts for Geese. Dove Ellis is a singer-songwriter from Ireland. A lot of comparisons have been made between him and Jeff Buckley, and I think that's fair to say in this album. It very much brings that aesthetic. But that being said, he also plays into his Irishness in the sense that I think a lot of singer-songwriters is very American-focused and American-sounding. But I think of songs like Jaundice.
That one's good.
Yes.
I listened to it.
Where it's like, it sounds like Irish music, which is cool that it's getting the traction. So, yeah.
So my number 4 album, technically an EP, is The Heart EP by Jane Remover.
Wow, wait that high.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I'm just gonna say it. This is better than Revenge Seekers. I'm sorry. In my eyes, I think this is better. I think like Revenge Seekers is really good, but it's kind of too much for me sometimes. Like, just listening to it front to back, it's a very overstimulating. And this EP, it's like half an hour long. I can listen to it on a loop. It's like a really good blend of the Revenge Seekers sound, but like in a chiller atmosphere.
Oh gosh, I'm a mess.
Jane is a 22-year-old from New Jersey. Literally me. This album is about me. Oh my god. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? Top 3.
Booyah.
Top 3.
So, my number 3 is Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quadeca.
Nice.
So, Daniel and I both had the opportunity to go to the viewing party in Brooklyn of the accompanying movie that Quadeca released with this album, and we got our nifty little hat.
We did. I have mine, but I left it at college, but
Shame.
it is also signed. It's also signed by him.
So, I have a hunch Daniel can do much more justice speaking to this album than I can. Also, I fell asleep during the movie premiere because maybe I can't speak too much to the overall story, but I think that in terms of what I could still glean from it, being able to leave a life that you've known well behind you and being able to take on new horizons, maybe. And I appreciate what this album continues in Quadeca's discography of now dealing with these larger themes and having that really take over a project.
My number 3 album is The Peak by Smoke Dope 2016. It is a very fun album. I replayed it so much this year that it was in my Spotify Wrapped top albums. I can't tell you how many times I played In the Party and East Bay. Well, actually I can, because it says it on Spotify Wrapped. Why is the only thing I have downloaded? The only thing I have downloaded on my laptop is YBN the mixtape.
What? Did you actually
Why did I
see
download it? Alright, so I played East Bay 33 times and In the Party 29 times.
My number 2 album is Sable Fable by Bon Iver. But I forgot. I stay home and watch TV. He's like, yeah, I should have rehearsed this. King of the Dirty Songs. And he's like,
oh,
how does it go? I forgot.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
That guy's also in the Chair Company.
Oh, really?
He's
Do I
like,
know that? Maybe later on he comes up. I feel that there are a number of albums in this list that from this year that I appreciate because of just the arc of positivity and kind of the full circle moments, and I think this album does that very well, while also acknowledging the flip side that there are always moments in our life that we carry with us that are bad. Kind of talk about this duality. So I sound like a pretentious college student, which...
My number 2 album is also Sable Fable.
What? Oh,
Bon Iver. He's my favorite artist of all time, and I think that this album really just continues his streak of great projects. Last year his EP, that was my number 4 of last year, so just this is like a bigger collection of songs. It's a lot more positive. Yeah, my favorite song is There's a Rhythm, I think. Is that your favorite song?
Might be Walk Home,
That
or
one's good.
Everything is Peaceful Love.
They're all
or,
good.
Yeah.
They're all just
Space
amazing
Side,
songs.
or...
Yeah. And there's some really good features on it too. We've got Dijon.
Yes, Dijon, yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1. Everyone's asking me, Garrett, what's your number 1 album 2025?
Every time I talk to someone
like,
in the past month, they'll be like, "Hi Daniel, how are you? What is your number 1 album going to be for your year-end video with Garrett?"
and to that I said, hold your horses. So that would be Getting Killed by Geese. I'm very basic. I'm sorry. But I was here first. You can go back to this video last year where
This is
heavy
true.
metal was already,
And
and I did
3D
an honorable
Country.
mention for
3D
3D Country
Yeah.
the year before that. So
You've been
yeah,
on, no, you've been
how
on
about
the
that?
way.
I just think Cameron Winter is a musical genius, and obviously he's kind of being his brainchild. You know, he's grappling with this sense of God, and I think it's very interesting to see someone go through the nuances of that, because really all these songs, they have so many biblical allusions, and I know certain people just tout the music as nonsense, but I think it is him trying to navigate this higher being, this different essence in the world, but him navigating this higher entity as it converges with the absurdity of our time. So how do you try and reconcile God with the craziness of living in New York City, as where Geese are based out of? And I think this album, in a way, actually beautifully compiles that and speaks to things I've experienced, and I think it's wonderful, and it's craziness. It's beautiful.
My number 1 album.
Oh, he came prepared.
Is Vanisher Horizon Scraper by Quadeca. This album is very special to me. As our loyal viewers know, I also gave him number 1 album of last year with Scrapyard. And Garrett mentioned before that we went to the premiere of Vanisher because it's also a movie. And I think that was probably my favorite night of the whole year. You know, as far as the concept goes, I mean, it's up to interpretation. I think it's about a sailor who decides he wants to be immortal and then regrets it. Like, I think in the second song, it's like, you should figure out how to die. And then at the end, he faces the dragon, the great Bakunawa. And then in the last track, Casper, like the waves are crashing in the song. He tries to sink. There's also the interlude, I Dream About Sinking. In the end, the waves disappear and you don't know what's happened. So I think it's like up to interpretation. Well, the whole story is, but also the ending in my reading of it. But it's just like, who else is doing something like this? Who else is making an album like this? Who else is making an album movie like this? Just such a creative work, and I've seen him live a few times. We saw that Q&A. Every time I go to something like that, I just get so inspired. even though I don't return to this album all the time, it is pretty long. It's like, it's very conceptual. I think that in the long run, I'm gonna look back on it and be like very happy that I was able to have the experiences that I did with it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I'm hoping this reaches a little bit of a larger audience now that I've had some motion on Instagram Reels lately. Maybe it comes up in the YouTube algorithm even. But regardless, we had a fun time making it, so it doesn't really matter. I'll put our playlist of our top songs in the description as well. We did some top song rankings for this year. A lot of fake Mink on there. I know he wasn't really in this video at all because he didn't drop an album, but thank you all again, and see you in 2026. Oh, let's go. Did it.
Call me, make sure you know my name.